Hello, it is Thursday, October 13th, 2016. I want to do a quick weather analysis. We still continue tranquil. There is a front that's going to come through today. Temperature's pretty mild today. That front should usher in cooler air and possibly even the coldest air of the season on Saturday morning, just depending on how things line up. Maybe a sprinkle this afternoon. But let's share the analysis here. So as I was mentioning, here comes this front. This front will make it through this afternoon. There could be a few sprinkles, but really sprinkles and rain showers look like they're going to be Northern Virginia north possible. Anything that comes over the mountains, unlikely to actually fall and hit the ground. It's going to dry up the front as it goes through. But this is a cooler area of high pressure that will move in behind the front. So we see tomorrow, this is moving down with a high in this position. We are getting some overrunning rains out here to the west, but they're not going to make it into the region. Even into day 3, they just make it up to the mountains and no further. Rain is kind of held into the middle part of the country, and there's really not much precipitation at all. If we look at the precipitation totals, interesting out west. It's kind of interesting to note that. But for us here in this region, even going through the next several days, and actually this shows a total of the 7 days, you see that we're really dry. There are some regions here, if we get a mountain effect of some squeezing out of precipitation, that's good. To me, it seems like right about next Wednesday there could be some showers in the region. We'll have to see how things pan out. Meanwhile, out west, I don't know if you have any friends out that way, but they're expecting just a deluge and a very, very heavy storm. Winds along the coast could gust up to 100 miles per hour. So anyway, if you know anybody out there, definitely be concerned about them and pray for them. And warn them that this is coming, although I'm sure their news is picking this up. This could be a historic event, maybe in the top 2 or 3, so it's how big of a windstorm that could be. Ironically, it is actually part of a low, a transport of moisture all the way from way out in the Pacific, all the way on the other side, and some of the remnants of a typhoon. So, yeah, a lot of moisture. So just to walk through what's going on, so here day 3, that high that comes in and causes this cool air is going to return the flow, and next week we should be pretty mild. Highs, as it settles into the southeast, highs are going to get up into the 70s and low 80s here in the south and along the coast here. Definitely a chance. Almost Bermuda high-like setup, so definitely some warmth. You see the cold air trying to intrude from the north, and honestly, there's a good amount of snow that's forecast up into Canada, which could be our future outlook down several months. Maybe that means us. Who knows? But months away. So here we see all these fronts, and they're kind of moving across the country. And the front's coming along, and then, like I said, about 7 days, maybe when this front moves through between here and here, we could see some showers. But we'll see how that pans out. In general, it looks pretty dry for this period of time. Where are we headed with temperatures? Basically, it looks a very good chance in the 6 to 10 day period that we'll be way above normal. Or at least a very strong chance of above normal temperatures, 60s, 70s probably, maybe even some 80s. And even in the 8 to 10 or 8 to 14 day, the east continues to be pretty mild with the way that things are setting up. Trough in the west and ridge in the east is what we see here. There are hints that there's going to be more fronts and things hanging up, and so, unlike I originally thought where we would see below normal temperatures, with this trough coming down here and then kind of scooting up this way, we have at least a somewhat increased chance of above normal precipitation. Not majorly above or major outlook, but that's good to see because I thought we were actually going to be drier, but I think it's going to remain active in the east more than I expected initially. And even in the long term, it's showing a good chance of above normal. Now, I will tell you, definitely in this region, a lot of drought down this way, so any above normal here in the western parts of these states is good. Eastern parts do not need the rain, as we know already from all the tropical moisture. Honestly, that's about it. Although I did think I should show you guys Bermuda here is just about to get hit by this Hurricane Nicole. Winds came down slightly at 125 miles per hour. Looks like the eye's trying to reorganize here right as it was coming on shore. Winds now are topping hurricane force for sure. I saw a wind gust of 84 miles per hour at the airport. So anyway, this is a small island. I'm sure this has really caused a lot of havoc. 125 mile per hour wind sustained is what the last report showed. It looks like I said, it looks like it's going to go through a redoing of a sidewall, which could have actually slightly weakened it here before it hit the island, and that's good news because sidewall looks a little more jagged than it did initially. But despite that, no matter what, that's a pretty big direct hit by Hurricane I. It looks like it will pass over a little bit of Bermuda, if not all the way through Bermuda. So pray for them. That's not good news, and that's definitely going to cause quite a havoc in their weather. And maybe this is something you had or had not seen, but on Sunday evening, as of now, there's a chance for a rocket to go up. It's going to replenish the space station. And you can see the trajectory of the rocket there with that white line. And how soon after launch you could see the rocket as it goes up in the sky. This was a pretty big one, so you're going to be able to see it from pretty far away. 8:03 p.m. on Sunday. The weather looks good. The only challenge will be whether or not Bermuda is affected so much by what's happening with this hurricane that they can't track this. They need Bermuda for part of the telemetry or whatever, just basically making sure that the system or the rocket doesn't have any trouble, and they can make sure it's on the right target without any problems. So that could be interesting. Sunday evening at this point, 8:03 p.m. Hopefully you get a chance to watch it. And I'm amazed how much I can ramble on, but that will do for today, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Enjoy the weather. Like I said, maybe a few sprinkles and some cool weather for the weekend. And I didn't show temperatures, but the temperatures are going to cool down for the weekend, but immediately start warming up as of next week. So the coolness this weekend, we could see the coolest low of the season on Saturday morning if things line up right. I had mentioned that before. Have a good one.